All right, so this is Robert Winters. I'm out here in front of the RNC in Cleveland, Ohio, and I'm with some fellow info warriors. And this is the final day of the RNC. Donald Trump was victorious despite all of the manipulation in the media. He is the nominee for the Republican Party. Very happy about that. And I've been running into these people everywhere. Good Americans, regular people, people that work for a living and that care about this country. And I'm trying to interview them and find out how they feel about America, where we've gone in this last 8 years, and what Donald Trump represents.
As a combat veteran, being deployed, where this country has gone in the past 8 years is really a lot closer towards the Middle Eastern way of life. You know, we're really getting more chaotic left and right. I mean, the streets aren't safe. You know, now the cops have to worry about their lives anymore. You know, it's just not, you know, we need a change. We need a change that's going to benefit everybody. We all have kids. We want a future for this country, you know, and in order to do that, we got to come together, and that's what this day is all about. That's what this RNC is all about, is to come together as one, regardless of the petty differences, where you're from. If you're a Cowboy fan, if you're a Cleveland fan, none of that matters. You know what? We're American fans. We love freedom, and we're here, and we would like to continue this way of life.
I agree. I think America has an important decision to make this year. This is the most important election of our lifetimes. And despite what the media would tell you, Donald Trump is not racist. Donald Trump is not a bigot. Donald Trump is pro-America. And it's about time Americans come out and support our country. And we've been giving weapons to Al-Qaeda overseas to help destabilize the Middle East. Look at what's happened in Libya. Look at what's happening in France. There was just this horrible attack in Nice, France. 84 people mowed down by this guy, Muhammad, and his truck in Nice, France. I think it's clear. We've seen the result of the policies of the globalists, of these open border policies, letting people come in without properly vetting them. And it's not racist to have a door on your house, so it's not racist for America to have a border. This man here was telling me he's a truck driver, drives through Texas. Tell us about what you've seen.
Well, what I've seen down in Texas is pretty much exactly what InfoWars reports. I go down there once a week. I don't just drive the truck. I stare out of my windshield and I pay attention to detail. What I see going on down there, I see exactly what they're saying. When you go to the truck stops down there, about every 10, 20 minutes, there's a bus that pulls in with a truck full of illegals. Okay, none of them speak English. And I've been behind these people at the truck stops checking out, and they don't even use cash. They give them this card that doesn't even look like a welfare card. You know, I don't know what it is they're giving them, but TA takes it. You know, this is what they do down there, and it's every day, nonstop. Every week I go down there. The past 2 years, it's been flooding in. It hasn't been a change. They're still down there. I'll follow some of these trucks. I usually go in through Texarkana. I'll follow several of these buses out of Texarkana. Where they're going, I don't know after that, you know, because we all kind of divert. But the point is, they're bringing them into the interior, and they're not all. I got this information from somebody down there, too. It's only, other than Mexicans, that they're giving these OTMs for people, for the alphabetical guys. But it's only OTMs that they're giving these vouchers to. Now, the Mexicans, they just simply send them back over. I've talked to one Border Patrol agent down there on 281 towards McAllen about this situation, and he flat told me, he's like, these are the orders we're given. That's all I can say.
Right. And we're all, as you notice, we're all wearing Hillary for Prison T-shirts.
Yeah.
Right.
Hillary needs to be held accountable for her crimes. You know, we have Black Lives Matter, and our own president, Barack Obama, calling out police that had nothing to do with the attack and saying that it's police's fault for cops getting murdered in Dallas. It's despicable, and it's sowing division in our country. We don't need division. We need to come together for America. That's what America's all about. It's not about the color of your skin. It's about the fact that this country represents the last bastion of freedom in this world. And it's because America's independence and the example that we set that so many people want to come here and make a life here because they love the freedom. They want freedom. Otherwise, they wouldn't come here. So we don't need to turn America into something else. We don't need to transform America. No, thank you, Obama. And Hillary Clinton needs to go to jail.
Yes.
James Comey, director of the FBI, came out and spelled it out, said that she lied. One by one, he laid out the case against her. But for whatever reason, at the end, said that there's no prosecutor that would come out and indict her. What do you think? Why won't they indict Hillary Clinton?
You know, I have my own conspiracy theorist reasons, and it's really not conspiracy theory. If you've seen the quotation marks, it's sarcasm for what they would call me. But it's obvious that there is something crony going on in this campaign of hers. You know, I mean, the reason why they're not going to prosecute him, I don't know. I mean, ask me why they did prosecute the general guy.
General Petraeus.
General Petraeus. Why did they prosecute him? Why won't they prosecute Hillary? So let's ask ourselves, people who are watching this interview, let's ask ourselves about our own justice system. How do you fix it? You know, why won't they prosecute her? This is how you fix it, guys. You come together. Me and this man right here, we grew up in two different parts of the country. He grew up in the Pacific. I grew up on the Atlantic. Here we are in Cleveland trying to fix this. This is the idea. This is the way to go. Trump says he's going to prosecute her when he gets in. I hope he does it. And when he gets in, because he's getting in, when he gets in, we don't stop there. That's just the beginning of the job. We have to stick together after that, and we have to continue on this, man, and make sure that these criminals come to justice.
Accountability. We need accountability in government. We've gone way too far down the line. Obama pushed for this banker bailout. How can so many people are critical of her? If you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, Bernie came out and criticized Hillary, said she's an insider. She's gotten $15 million from her super PAC from Wall Street. Those are old numbers. And then at the end of his campaign, after he's raised all this money on this idea of being an outsider and against all these insider Wall Street politicians, he comes out and says he's going to do whatever it takes to get Hillary elected. Now tell me that's not a fraud. Bernie Sanders fooled a bunch of people in America. And if you vote for Hillary Clinton, I mean, you might as well just give up on America, because she does not care about you. She doesn't care about women. She doesn't care about minorities. She helped push mandatory minimum sentencing on in America. That's hurt the minority community. It's taking away our due process and the ability for judges to make a decision case by case. She doesn't care about you. She put NAFTA. NAFTA sent all these jobs overseas. And they always use Orwellian terms like free trade or the Patriot Act. It's false. It's a whole false narrative. They're lying to you. That's why I'm out here. I'm out here because Americans need an independent voice. They need to know what's really going on. You see in the background, there's these people with these signs trying to frame Christians, trying to frame Donald Trump and saying that it's a movement of hate. And look at what Donald Trump brought to Cleveland. This behind us is not Donald Trump. This is the Westboro Baptist Church. It's a family of Democratic lawyers that are sent out to veterans' funerals to demonize Christians. They're not Christians. I've done so many interviews with these people. They're not Christians, and their fruits are not good. Christians, you know, it's a personal decision you make, and you go out and look for the truth. You don't shove it down someone's throat. Somebody has to be seeking. So, I mean, that's what I would say. What about you guys? I mean, America has a big decision to make. This is 2016, and I feel like it's the most important election of our lifetimes. It's a big decision. What would you say to Americans right now?
It's definitely the most important election in our lifetime, because if Hillary gets in there, you get a continuance of Obama. And don't think the rabbit hole stops right here. It gets worse, guys. You know, what you see going on right now, like I said, it's moving more and more towards a Middle Eastern-like country with the way their policies are working, the way they're dictating. Why did we go get Saddam Hussein? Why did we go get him? Why? Okay? There's a million reasons why we went and got him, but you have to stop and think, what was he? What term did they use to demonize him? Dictator. Okay? What is the way a dictator works? What is their policies? What is their fundamentals of a dictator, of a dictated country? What is their fundamentals? It's where we're headed, guys. It's rules that are made by...
We're already there.
It's rules that are made by word of mouth. What do you think an executive order is? These are the new rules, guys. Start enforcing it. That's it.
I got a pen and I got a phone. That's Obama. Yeah. And you speak of Saddam Hussein. What about Gaddafi? Gaddafi was part of a movement in Africa to lift Africa up. And Hillary Clinton bragged, we came, we saw, he died. That's real nice, Hillary Clinton. And look what's happened to Libya. It's fallen into the control of the Muslim Brotherhood and Islamic extremists, Salafists, people who want to put Sharia law in place. You know what that is? Sharia law says that you can behead people for, women have to have 4 witnesses or something if they're racist, or if they're raped, and you can behead women, and you can kill Christians, kill gay people, throw them off buildings. That's Sharia law. We don't need Sharia law, and we should not be giving weapons or support to anybody who wants to put that kind of tyranny in place. Whether it's Syria, Libya, I don't care.
Or here in America. I was saying, or here in America. You know, and the thing is, you quoted a little bit ago about NAFTA. You know, the reason I go to Texas once a week, my main occupation is over-the-road truck driver. NAFTA is the reason why I go to Laredo, Texas once a week. Okay, and let me tell you one thing. What Laredo is now is what the Rust Belt. The Rust Belt, for people who don't know, is pretty much Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Chicago, Pittsburgh. These are the industrial cities. These used to be the industrial cities, the backbone of America. Now, getting back to NAFTA, okay, what we do now, this is what we do. We take little small components, little small parts. We may make some brake pads here. We may make some brake shoes here, a few calibers there, you know, and we take all of this equipment down to Laredo to a forwarding company that then gets shipped into Mexico where the manufacturing jobs really are. You know, and we get paid nothing to do it. I watched this with a fine-tooth comb. Laredo is a very booming town. If anyone who's ever been to Laredo, get out of the way of the trucks. If you don't believe me, go there and you will get run over by a truck. They're everywhere. You can't move there because of the semi-trucks. They don't even go for the red lights anymore. There's just too many there. Why? Because that's where the main concentration of our automotive manufacturing jobs went, was right across the border in Laredo.
Right. They don't have to abide by all these regulations. And you were talking earlier about how you don't like going into California. Now, California is this great state. So many people love California, but we don't want to live there because there's all this red tape and regulations and taxes, and it's burdensome, and it makes it impossible, almost impossible for any businesses manufacturing to operate there. The cost of operating in California is astronomical. And the answer is not socialism. The answer is deregulation and removing this burdensome taxes. Right now we got Roger Stone heading over here. Let's go see what he has to say. Thank you guys so much.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Stay alive.
Yep.
God bless
Stay
you
alert.
guys. Yeah.
Stay alert.
Thank you. Amen. Sorry, I got to go right now. I got to go.
Tribulation or distress, persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril.
God bless America, Roger Stone. You got anything you want to say?
He says, as it is written, for your sake we're killed all day long. We are counted as thieves in the blood.
Yeah.
Yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. For I am persuaded that